It doesn't sound too exciting, but this is what it takes to make millions of dollars. And your job as a trader is to be a sniper. After analyzing over 50,000 accounts that we've had come through FundingTraders.com and FundingFutures.com, we've discerned what makes a winning trader, and we've seen the patterns. There are 5 things you must do in order for you to become successful and get payout after payout after payout, like these 1%ers who actually succeed in trading business. As you probably guessed, rule number 1 has to be risk management. You're absolutely right. Why risk management? Because without risk management, you will not be a successful trader. Most traders pretty much all traders that we've went through and analyzed, and traders that are successful to this day and getting payout after payout with us and other firms, they risk no more than 1%. Honestly, most of them don't even go to 1%. Most of them risk 0.5%. Why? Well, because if you have 2-3 losers in a row, you're down 1%, 1.5%. That's recoverable. If you're risking 2-3% per trade, what happens is 2-3 trades don't go your way. Lo and behold, you're done. And then you restart this cycle all over again, account after account after account. So if you don't want to be spinning wheels in one spot and you actually want to be successful in trading, start treating this game as a percentage game. You need to understand that if you're trading a $10,000 account or $1 million account, you have to think in percentage terms. Because yes, risking 10% on a $10,000 account, you only lose $1,000, whatever. You can go to McDonald's, as I say, and make the $1,000 back. But if you're trading a $1 million account, a $10 million account, if you're losing 10%, you're down 100K. You can't just go waltz into some job and get that money back. That's why risk management on Wall Street is so strict in order for you to have longevity in this business. So start thinking like a professional. Number 1 priority is risk management, because if you protect your underside, the top side will take care of itself. Habit number 2 is journaling. 99% of big traders, they always input their trades into their journal. Why? Because it prevents them from overtrading. Overtrading kills a lot of newbie traders for a reason, because they're there for the action. And your job as a trader is to be a sniper. You have to wait to do the kill shot. You have to be very picky with the trades that you enter. And when you're in the beginning of your trading career, usually you overtrade and you take subpar trades. In order for you to stop taking subpar trades, there's one thing you can do to help you. It's journaling. Journaling means you take a snapshot of a picture before you entering the trade. You write the reason for the entry and your expectations. Once the trade is done, you're going to take another snapshot, another screenshot with what happened. Did your expectations meet the reality? And I can guarantee you, once you have to actually physically take a screenshot, take the notes, you're not going to be taking these willy-nilly trades and overtrade your way into failure. So journaling allows you, number 1, to stop overtrading and be more selective with your trades, like a professional. Number 2, it's going to allow you to pinpoint a lot of patterns. Within taking 50 to 100 trades and journaling them, you will see patterns within that range and that sample size. You will see the trades that you shouldn't be taking, because after looking at pictures before and after, and you see that this type of trade you think is going to work out, but 85% of the time it does not, you inevitably should learn not to take those type of trades. And the opposite is also true. You're going to start noticing patterns of winning trades. And all you have to do is just start taking less of the shitty trades and more of the profitable ones. And the longer you keep doing this, the more patterns you will identify. And that's how you get to the promised land of having a setup that you can take over and over and over again, like a professional, that will yield you profitability in this business. Habit number 3 is mental state. If you had a fight with your girlfriend, if you had a bad day, this game is all about emotional control. It's not to FOMO in, not to revenge trade, not to take subpar trades. And all of these things deal with your feelings. Your psychology is paramount. It's one of the things that distinguishes winners from losers, is how they drive themselves. So there are lots of rules that you can implement. For example, not to revenge trade. You should shut down your computer after 2 losing trades in a day. Maybe you should walk away. Same thing, how do you prepare yourself? How do you prime yourself for a winning day? You do need to be in a clear emotion level playing field. So no distractions before trading, no dopamine spikes through doing some scrolling through Instagram, this, that, none of that stuff. You have to meditate, you should work out, because your body and your mind are connected. You should take walks, and you have to be in a Zen type of mode when you approach trading. And that means you have to start trading early in the morning. You have to do the most difficult tasks first without all the distractions. Don't check your Instagram. You're at the mercy of whatever's going to be at that feed. You're going to find some shitty ass news on the feed. You're going to have a bad emotional imprint immediately in your head. It will affect your trading. First thing in the morning, you do the trading, no distractions, and this is how you keep your mental state clear, specifically for the trading. And then on the second half of the day, if you want to do your willy-nilly stuff, you want to do your Instagrams, you talk to friends and family and all of that jazz and live the life, then you do that. But before you do any of this, you will do the hard stuff, and this is, trust me, is not easy. But it is very, very lucrative. The number 4 and 5, they're kind of controversial. Some people prefer to be in the crowd when they trade. Some people like to be the lone wolf. So, for example, after interviewing countless thousands of people, we've noticed some people are social creatures, extroverts, some are introverts. So, extroverts prefer to be part of Discords, part of Telegram. They follow what other people are posting, what their setups are, and they evaluate and they tweak their own stuff. The others are introverts, and their approach is the lone wolf approach. They like to be focused without any distractions. It's just them and the market, and that's it for 3-4 hours of dedicated focus like that, and they do great. It's your job to identify which one are you. And number 5 are the routines that every single trader has. Routines help you have discipline. So, for example, again, with my scheduling, I have my routine. I wake up at 6:30. I trade from 7 to 11 a.m. and I do all the other management and business management stuff for the platforms. But I trade at the same time because once a trader, always a trader. And that's my morning. I have meetings, I trade, I watch the markets, I do lives. And after that, at 11:30, 12 o'clock, I don't go to have lunch. I go to the gym because that re-energizes me again for the second half of the day where I don't trade usually. I still monitor the markets and I handle all the business stuff and all the family stuff, all the life stuff and everything else that comes my way. It cleans you out of the day of the emotional states you were in when you were trading, when you were whatever you were experiencing throughout the day. You need to cleanse it out, come home, have your dinner, and go to sleep. Rinse and repeat. It doesn't sound too exciting, but this is what it takes to make millions of dollars. You have to have discipline, and discipline comes from routines. Without routines, if you want to go party, one day you do this, one day you do that, none of that works. Trust us. We've analyzed way too many accounts, and we've spoken to way too many traders, and all of them have proper routines. Hope it helps. Check us out at fundingtraders.com, fundingfutures.com. Let's make some money.